Rachel, you're up with Michael.
Hi there. Michael, thanks so much for your time today. I have a question. It's definitely not a softball, but I jotted it down so I remember how I wanted to write it. How does trauma interfere with our ability to purposefully seek out discomfort? So, for instance, how does the brain's tolerance for discomfort change? And the reason, I'll give it quick, very, very quick context. 4 years ago, I was out running. The thing we're supposed to do, and was hit by a pickup truck and fractured my back. And ever since then, I've been particularly just scared. I've gone through physical therapy and all sorts of other things, but I'm curious because I know other people here have experienced physical trauma or emotional trauma or other things like that. And how does that affect our brain's sort of tolerance for discomfort?
Yeah, I think it would probably be, I mean, it kind of depends on what the trauma was, but what I'll say is sort of big picture is that when you look at mental health and plot it against how many challenges or traumas a person has had in their life. On one hand, you have people who have faced sort of challenge after challenge, trauma after trauma. They unsurprisingly do not have great rates of mental health, right? They have poor mental health. But where it gets really interesting is that on the other side, people who have no traumas, no challenges, they have equally poor rates of mental health. It's people who've had a few in their life and have overcome them, have viewed them as opportunities to learn and grow and rebound and become more resilient. Those people have the best rates of mental health. So this is a long sort of way of saying that I tend to try and frame problems as opportunities, right? Life is kind of like a video game. And I'm taking this from Sam Harris because I think it's a great analogy, where as you go through the levels, if the levels were just like, there's nothing there, you just kind of go through it. There's no challenges. There's no boss you have to be. Like, it'd be a really boring video game. But you level up your skill along the way as you go through those hard levels. And I think that viewing problems and small problems, big problems as opportunities for growth is a good way to get in the mindset where you can learn from them and where you can improve from them. So in a case like yours, I do know that things like mild exposure to the trauma over time can be useful. Now, I would probably have that guided by a clinician, a professional. Like, I'm not telling anyone to just go out and, see a professional. But I do know that completely avoiding things that make you afraid is probably not a good idea in the long run because, in your case, it's like if you never ran again, well, it's like that's obviously good for your physical health. It's probably also good for your mental health. It's just you're going to have to probably go through a sort of adaptation period where it's scary for a while. But by coming out on the other side of that, though, you're going to be a lot more resilient and better off, arguably mentally stronger than when you first started running and before that happened.
Thanks.